picture there, and this is my GitHub page. I maintain a lot of open source software. You can see some of it listed here. You can see my contributions, which have gotten steadily less over the years, and my 500 repositories, which are not all things that I wrote, but many of them are things I wrote or that I've taken over maintenance of, and I try to keep going. If I look at this is my terminal, and this is Code Hub. It's where I put all the projects that I'm trying to maintain, or in theory should maintain. And there's a lot of them. I have a program that I wrote, and I wanted to show it off because it's cool. In here, there's a file called codereview.yaml, and it lists my projects. And there's code review markdown, which is a little more human readable. It shows my projects, and it shows when I last did a review. And review means I open up the bug tracker and I checked whether I've used the current packaging tools I should be using, and I've got an email address listed as the author that actually gets to me. I tried to do a round of review pretty frequently, although I've fallen off the wagon. I had a tool to help with this that would sort of prompt me to go through the list and check the right things. Recently I did a bunch of overhaul on that tool, and I like it, and I wanted to demo it. So if I run that tool now, first thing that happens is it brings up this project, the top one on my list, the thing I've reviewed least recently, and it says, here's all the things you should be doing. You should go to the repo and turn on GitHub issues. You should do something about the 12 tickets in the old bug tracker, and you should consider switching it to build with Distilla instead of presumably Xutils MakeMaker. That's not actually the first thing that happened. The first thing that happened is up here, you see the status bar came in. That's tmux. So the first thing it does is it drops itself into tmux. Then it shows me my prompt. And as you can see, it is a prompt. It's kind of stuck me in saying you're working on this distribution. I can decide what I want to do. If I want to know what I could do, I can ask for help. Here's the help. So I can do a bunch of commands, but what I'm really going to do is ignore this project. I haven't looked at it in 5 or 6 years. I can skip it for this one little video. So I go to the next one. It pulls up this project, and it tells me more problems. This is a project I don't actually manage. It's shared by a group, so I can skip this for now. Throwable is a nice simple one. It's just a role that I maintain on CPAN for Moose, and if I want to look at these tickets, I can say RT tab, and it's going to give me RT CPAN, which when I run it, takes me to the bug tracker here in my browser, and I can do whatever I need to do to actually fix these bugs. But I'm not going to fix these bugs. I'm going to look for something that I could fix a little more easily, like maybe I've got some color management libraries, so I can say list. If I just say list, it shows me all my projects in the order it's going to go through. You can see it dump me into a pager here. It's too many. But if I say, show me all the color ones, these, okay, RTF Vim color, that one might be fine. Let's look at it. Right. It says there's one problem, and that problem is that it's using master as the branch. It's a minor issue for me, but I do want all of my branches to be main. It's the way things are going now, and it's a better name. So there's two places to fix this. One is GitHub. So I say GH, and that opens up this project in GitHub, and I can go fix the project to say your branch is now main. Done. Okay. And come back here. Now the other thing is I want to fix my repository now while I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to run shell. These are all tab completing, by the way. I say sh tab, it's shell. And it opens up a new tmux window for me. So you can see at the very top of the window, there's now this, the main program, and this, the tmux window. And what I'm going to do here is just run git branch move main, and it does that. And if I say show me the branches, it's going to fetch. Haha. Well, you get to see me learning how to use Git. If I do a look now, it's going to say, right, there's a remote main and a local main. They're the same thing. Everything is good. Close that shell. And here I'm going to say, how about you refresh your problem count on this? And what does it say? No problems. Great. Now I could mark this reviewed by saying reviewed, but instead I'm going to run auto review, and it's going to start here and say, is this one reviewed? If it is, mark it reviewed, and then keep going until it finds one that isn't. Well, unfortunately, the next one isn't, but if there were more projects with no problems, it would keep going. Now here, you see it made a git commit. Let's look what that actually means. If I go into the directory and I say show, there's a commit from me showing this project has moved down to the bottom of the list, and there's the reviewed date. When I finish going through this, now that I've added the rename all your branches, when I look at a project that has no problems, it's going to say, no problems, been reviewed, update the date, and keep going and do all the problems in a row. It's like shaking the bag of popcorn. So only things with the problems stay at the top and everything else stays down at the bottom because it's been looked at recently. So even if I look at something and find nothing, it acts like I have spent some time on it because I did, or my little robot helper did, look at what actually happened. That's it. That's the whole program. Here's all the stuff it can do. I think I mentioned everything. All of this is written with a captive user interface framework that I wrote for some work code, and I would like to release and make a little easier to use, but I haven't yet. And all of this code is at my miscellaneous code repository on GitHub. You can't actually run it yet because you don't have my command line library, but I'll probably put that up and link to it, sometime soon. That's all.